You're listening to another TCG short. It's 2026, and we're a little bit overdue for a paint event, Chase.
Well overdue. It's about damn time. There's a whole song about that.
These events, I mean, we don't call them painting competitions because it's not a competition, because
The only thing you're competing for is our love.
yes, so
Fight,
you better
fight.
win.
Yeah.
But they're not competitions, they're events. The whole idea is to get you guys hobbying and doing a bit of you time. We're
And
helping you to help yourself.
selfishly, it also helps us do
Yes.
some hobby and get some us time. We get time.
There's always time.
So, yeah, the dream here is there are no sheep stations. There are no real accolades. It is just a good chance to go, hey, I'm going to paint a thing and share it, and we're all going to love it. And that's basically how it works.
Yeah. We keep these relatively easy as well. You can sort of come to your own conclusions about what you want to paint and all that sort of stuff. We've done paint it pink in the past. Then we followed that up with paint it brown. We've had paint a story, paint a thing. We're open-ended because we don't want to narrow anything down because we can't think that hard.
No, and look, to be fair, half of the joy I get out of these is seeing how people have decided to interpret or misinterpret the theme.
Yes.
That's part of the joy. So I feel like the more open we can create them, the more fun I have watching people go, no, I can fuck with that.
Excellent. That's what we want. Twist the rules, people. We're giving you all the options and none of the prerequisites.
No limitations, no provisos.
Quid pro quo. So this one, we're calling it something old.
And that's it.
That's it.
That is the prerequisite, the proviso. That is the guideline that we give you to helpfully or hopefully assist with some inspiration. I find it particularly tricky when somebody sort of goes, oh, just enter anything you want. And I'm like, oh my God, that's too much choice. I need you to somehow restrict my brain and focus it. This is the laser we give you, something old.
Yes, that's 2 words to narrow it down for you.
It should be something. There's a good start. And I feel like that's probably, I mean, if you can interpret that in other ways, knock your good self out and prove me wrong. But I feel like that's the most restrictive of them.
Yes.
Old. There's a very literal way that you could take this.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you could find a thing, a something that is not young and paint it.
Yeah.
But equally, I would encourage or allow or, be very interested to see how else people could take that.
Mm-hmm. Do you have something sitting in your hobby space that has been sitting there for 87 years that you haven't gotten around to painting?
Is that a direct question? Because the answer is yes. Several.
Look, yeah, we're leaving it up to you to decide what it is that you've got that you want to paint that fits vaguely into those.
And I think I don't even want people to take it that literally and go, what have I got that's been laying around? I got into the hobby yesterday. I don't have anything that's been laying around for 87 years. Okay, something old. There are infinite representations of characters that are not young characters.
Mm-hmm.
They are the opposite of young. They are old. I'd also say that you could paint something old using a material or tool or something that was not young. You could potentially use a technique or that was not modern done. What's the thing that was in the old Citadel 90s, White Dwarf magazines that said, "Hey, this is how you do
Vibrant
it."
colours.
And we dry brush the goblin green with yellow, and that's how we do it. I
Goblin
would
green
say
bases.
I would say that is definitely, it is not a modern, it is probably an old, technique or style. I would say if you painted something to appear old, aged, weathered, probably fits in. And I'm
Hmm.
going to stop spoon feeding ideas, but I don't want people to read that as a theme and go, oh, well, I can't participate because I don't have something from, 1997. Firstly, they're not hard to find.
No.
Secondly, if that's what you want to do, it ain't hard to find. And secondly, that isn't the requirement.
So, whatever you want to choose, rules are pretty much this: post a picture in the Facebook event or in the Discord channel of your thing before you've painted it, post a picture of it after you've painted it. Maybe give us some words on why you've painted it or what made you choose this particular item. That's it.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
And look, realistically, you probably, hopefully, you hopefully want to paint something over the next however long.
2 months.
That's a long time to paint one thing.
Yeah.
And I would say if you want to paint one thing over the next 2 months, then somehow find a way to cram it into a category
Yes.
and then say, right, well, I've painted a thing and here's how I've justified its inclusion, and here is the before, here is the after, here is what I liked about it, why I did it, why I wanted to do it, what I don't care. Write the words. I like words, almost as much as I like seeing painted things.
Yes. Exactly. So, have you chosen a model for yourself to paint yet?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So, this leans very heavily into my love of, actually, very literally, old 90s things, but also some of the worst models Games Workshop ever produced.
Yes.
My original plan here has been a long-standing plan of going to find some of the old original whatever edition Tyranid models, and then I may or may not have discovered a 3D scan of possibly the ugliest model ever produced,
Okay.
and have currently sitting on my slicer a original Nagash Lord of
Ooh,
Undead in all
that
his glory.
satisfies all of the prerequisites, doesn't it?
I mean, it's new in that I've still got to print it, but it's funny. I was talking to someone about the model and we were looking at it, and it's just so chunky and kind of undefined and everything. And I ended up calling him Bubbles because everything was just, he kind of looks bubbly.
Okay.
It's just the sculpting style. Um, but I am very curious to see how some of these exceptionally aged sculpts stand up with slightly more up to date paint.
I think that that suits the job well.
Mm. It's fucking terrible. How about yourself?
I had a bit of a think, and I've kind of come up with something that sort of satisfies it in two ways.
Ooh.
This is a model which has been sitting on my desk for probably about a year now,
Mm-hmm.
and she is old.
Mm-hmm.
She's not an old model, but she's been sitting here still in the plastic shrink wrap.
Mm.
This is Karlina von Carstein, who is a vampire lord, who is the Warhammer Plus giveaway model, I think last year. But it's been sitting on my desk for about a year. It is still sealed, but I am going to crack that open and I am going to paint her.
And vampires are old.
They are indeed.
Are you going to paint her in front of a mirror so you don't have to paint a reflection?
Yes, of course. Do you do it any other way?
I don't know. I just work here. It's fun, but again, old in that it's been sitting there for a while. It's a project I've had on the wall, whatever. It's a model of someone who is in the
Old.
law.
Yeah.
Not
And it's been sitting on my desk long enough that I forgot it was sitting on my desk. It was shoved under a couple of things. I'm like, wait a minute. I think I've got that model.
What is this shiny plastic before me?
Yes.
That is
Anyway,
excellent.
that's
We
it.
have things. You should join in.
Yeah,
Get involved.
absolutely should. Easy as that. Laters.
Catch ya.